got to give it up to Kenny. He said, Coach, that win matters to so many people. I said, what about the guy walking through the door? Really, really tough game. Really hard fought game. You have so much respect for the opponent coming in. I mean, Final Fours, Hall of Fame coach, great players, system they believe in. I mean, it's taking so much pride, and where we weren't very good was on the glass, and where they weren't very good was turning the ball over. It was great to see us be able to get to the foul line as often as we did against a big time opponent. And here's the thing: I don't think certain players played very well for us. I don't want to come out of this thinking or saying that, hey, we played a perfect game, because we were far from perfect. We're far from perfect. We have a lot of room to improve. Certain players have a lot of room to improve, and we expect them to. I do want to thank our crowd. It was awesome. I know the Louisville faithful, wanted a game like this, wanted some good news around here, and happy that we could deliver against a very, very well-respected opponent, one of the best teams in the country.
What does this, after the last week and what this team has been through the last year, what does this mean for them? It's early in the year, but momentum-wise.
Yeah, that's who I'm most happy for, just the guys in the locker room. It's so ironic because in New York a few days ago, I mean, it was the exact same situation. We were winning the Marquette game, 90% of the game, and it gets forced to overtime and we lose. Here we're winning the game, 90% of the game, gets forced to overtime, and we didn't let those negative thoughts creep in our mind. I'm sure they were there, but we were tough enough and showed the fortitude to get the job done against a really good team. And as I said in the post game, out on the court, it didn't hurt that one of the best point guards in the country was out, but we found a way to win.
Coach, off that point, Cassius Winston was out. Large stretch of the game there. You forced 18 points off turnovers, and the crowd was just ready to blow the roof off tonight. Talk about those. Yeah, I think that it's their first true road game. I know they were in Las Vegas just like we were in New York, but from my understanding, they had more fans than anybody. So it's a tough challenge. We'll have our first one coming up on Saturday, and it's been their Achilles heel to date. Knowing Coach Izzo and how his teams improve, they'll get that shored up. And we weren't coming in with a game plan to turn them over. We wanted to stay solid, stay within our gaps, make sure our ball screen defense was good, try to double Nick Ward when we could. And, there were just a few decisions that they made that without watching on tape, some of them were errant passes. Some of them were, out of aggressiveness. But that's sort of been their Achilles heel, and I'm glad that it continued tonight.
Coach, are you happy with your team's toughness tonight?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not pleased about the 17 rebound differential. That's arguably a top 5 offensive rebounding team every year. Players and jerseys change, the way they rebound doesn't, and we knew that. So that's a good litmus test for us, because if we don't get better in that area, it's going to really be an Achilles heel. You've got guys getting offensive rebounds off free throws. You've got long ones where our guards don't account, for their man. You got some of them where guys getting big boyed. So, again, we got to get better in that area for sure.
What do you think accounts for Ryan McMahon's ability to get to the free throw line, and particularly 7 seconds left, he's double teamed on the inbounds, he manages to get the ball. He's not a real athletic guy.
Yeah. He's got a hell of a coach drawing up some plays. No, no, he's savvy, Tim. I mean, he's savvy, and give Michigan State credit. On the last one, Jordan got fouled because they put 2 guys on him. But, I thought Ryan did a really good job of using his eyes and act like the ball was in the air and coming back to it. And CC made a great pass. And then being ball strong, not getting the ball deflected. Sometimes officials let you play a little bit until it's an egregious foul. And Ryan was able to take the contact and go to the line. And believe me, we wanted the ball in his hands to ice the game.
Coach, you continued your MO tonight, scoring 30% of your
Yeah.
points off free throws. You almost doubled them up at the line, 41 to 23. Talk about you guys' ability to drive that basketball and get the whistle.
Just being aggressive, playing with one another, sharing the ball, landing in the lane, not jumping up to pass. All the fundamental things that are boring that people don't like to do. We're trying to continue to instill those, and toughness is seen in many different areas. If you can be ball strong and play through contact and find the open man, good things can happen. And we have talented enough players where we can stretch defenses out, and I think that's a large part of it.
Chris, did you feel the need to say anything in particular when it did go to overtime, especially after Friday night's experience, to kind of push them on or encourage them after that?
Yeah, I mean, I specifically talked about it. I said, how did you feel in the locker room at Barclays, on Friday night? Like, how'd you feel? And we're in the same exact position. That's up to you. 50-50 balls, not zoning out, not getting lost, not losing your man off the ball, not forgetting to block out. You have no regrets. And I told him after the game, you don't have to be perfect. I try to give him 1,000 details, and I'm sure a lot of them are swimming around in their mind, but they got to matter to you. And without watching the film, I thought those details, those small little things, an angle of the screen, coming to meet your pass, in winning time, we executed those things. But I did specifically talk about how we felt in the locker room, being in the same position that we were on Friday night.
Coach, seeing you walk off the court, saw you do like a little shimmy, I guess, in celebration. So going into the locker room, I guess, what was that like to kind of have a moment after a win like this?
That was a great feeling. I got my family right behind the bench, and that was for my daughter Haley. She, we got dance contests at home, so I thought I'd show her what I got in public, and that's probably the last time we'll ever do that. But just excited. And I was excited for our fans because I know that they came out in droves tonight, and they were awesome down the stretch. Some of those pressure free throws that Michigan State couldn't quite get in at the end, could ice the game possibly. Our crowd really helped us. They were awesome.
One more for Coach, anyone?
Chris, when Steven went out early, the league gave you some good minutes, and then Okoye comes in and kind of does what he did in New York. Speak on both of them, especially Okoye, and getting that fifth foul was a huge offensive rebound.
Yeah, Steve got taken out of the game a minute and a half into it, and we were going to play him in the first half. We played a couple guys with 2 fouls, but we were winning the whole half and just felt like, why go to the locker room with him having 3? Okoye is really he's really helped our team. I mean, he just has. He's got such a poise about him. He doesn't jump the highest. He's not the best athlete. He's older, but he's really wise. He's really poised, and he has a knack for tipping the ball, keeping it alive. Did a heck of a job on the offensive rebound that he got. So it's nice when guys like that have given so much in college basketball, gotten hurt, haven't always seen the fruit of their labors, sort of have the moment that he's had here over the last couple weeks, and hopefully he can continue.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Coach Izzo will be in here shortly, and we'll bring some little players in here after that.